We live in a time where we are constantly told to discover ourselves, our personalities, our preferences, our dreams. We are pushed to define ourselves through titles, careers, and curated online identities. But in the echo of ancient wisdom, there is a startling and paradoxical truth: when you lose yourself, you find the universe. This idea, echoed across civilizations and philosophies, from the teachings of Laozi in China to the Upanishads of India, from Sufi mystics to Greek philosophers, urges us to abandon the illusion of a separate self and instead merge with something greater, more eternal. In the Tao Te Ching, Laozi writes, "By letting go, it all gets done." He's not advocating for apathy or laziness. He's speaking of a kind of surrender, a dissolution of the ego. The ego, our sense of I, our constant need for control, validation, and importance, is what often keeps us separated from the flow of life. When we let go of the ego's grip, we begin to experience something much deeper: connection. The Indian sages taught the same through the phrase Tat Tvam Asi, you are that, meaning you are not merely a body or a mind or a name. You are the same essence as the cosmos. The drop is not separate from the ocean, it is the ocean. And when the drop forgets itself, it returns to the sea. Rumi, the Sufi mystic, said, "Lose yourself completely. Return to the root of your own soul." He spoke of this loss as a kind of divine intoxication, falling in love with something so infinite that you become it. This loss is not a destruction, but a transformation. A caterpillar loses itself to become a butterfly. A flame must consume the wick to give light. But what does it mean practically? How does this help in today's world filled with anxiety, burnout, and noise? When you lose yourself, you stop obsessing over your identity. You no longer measure your worth by social approval or material success. You move with presence. You speak with humility. You listen deeply. You become part of the greater rhythm, the rhythm of nature, of time, of being. In mindfulness traditions, there is a simple exercise: observe your thoughts without attaching to them. The more you watch, the more you realize these thoughts are not you. They are clouds passing in the sky. You are the sky, vast, silent, unshaken. Even the Stoics, often seen as philosophers of logic and discipline, recognized this wisdom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Lose your opinion, and you lose your complaint." Meaning, our sufferings often come from clinging to how we think life should be. When we loosen that grip, we experience peace. When we let go of me and mine, we make space for wonder and gratitude. Modern science now echoes some of these truths. Neuroscience shows us that when we are in a state of flow, immersed in a task, a conversation, a moment, the part of the brain associated with the self temporarily quiets, and in that silence we feel joy, clarity, and meaning. In other words, when we lose ourselves, we live fully. This doesn't mean we erase our personalities or ignore our needs. It means we stop worshipping the self as the center of the universe. We learn to see ourselves as part of a larger whole. Just as a single note is beautiful only when it flows with the rest of the song. To lose yourself is to become receptive, to become humble, to walk into the world not asking, "What can I take?" but "What can I give?" It is to love without condition, to serve without pride, to act without obsession over the result. And in that space, beyond ego, beyond labels, beyond fear, we begin to touch something eternal. We begin to feel the pulse of the universe in our breath, in our silence, in our love. This is not an idea reserved for monks or mystics. It is a path open to all. In your ordinary moments, cooking, walking, listening, sitting in stillness, you can practice this loss. You can dissolve into the now. You can let go of the need to be someone, and in doing so, become everything. Because when you lose yourself, you don't vanish, you awaken, you expand, you become the stars, the trees, the rivers, the laughter, and the silence. When you lose yourself, you find the universe.